Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, hello there. I'm Phil. This is Chip Advisor, and today we are talking about strawberries. And as such, I imagine I will be throwing a lot of questions towards this man.
Harry, where's Harry? Harry!
Yeah, Gardener's Corner's red hot today, I think. But I mean, I don't know a lot about muesli. So what is it we're talking about?
Strawberries.
Oh, strawberries.
Oh, Harry,
yeah, sorry.
Harry.
Yes, muesli. Muesli's next week. I've done a lot of research about muesli. Why have I done a lot of research about muesli for?
I don't know, Harry. Why have you? I'm very confused why you've done a lot of research about muesli.
I haven't done any research about muesli. It's just a little joke of mine.
You prankster. You
prankster.
You
got me.
Fooled us all.
Yeah, well, I got you, and then you got me. Cool. Good. Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
Bizarrest of starts.
Not entirely sure I asked, so I'm glad you're telling us.
Yeah.
My apologies, but I'm glad you are fine. We are also here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I am very well. I'm very pleased to be back. I was sad not to join you for the last episode, but I did enjoy listening back and hearing the jokes along the way. There was a lack of disappointment I felt in my presence not being there from certain members of the panel, but never mind. We'll carry on. A lovely tractor's just driven past the window as I speak.
Oh, were they? I wonder if they've been farming strawberries.
Well, it was very old style, but it was red like a strawberry.
Oh, that'd be a Massey Ferguson. You really need my son for this. He is a tractor expert.
My granddad, Harry, worked for Massey Ferguson for 50 years.
Wow. Amazing.
Anyway, I don't think you'd carry strawberries around in the tractor because they'd all get crushed and be horrible. Anyway, strawberries then, gents. I've got a little history, but you got any views on strawberries before we begin?
I am a fan, but I do like a strawberry, but I do think they're slightly overhyped compared with other soft fruits.
Okay, well, we don't, name names, Lewis.
Oh, I'm a big raspberry fan.
Yeah.
If there was a choice between a raspberry and a strawberry, I'll be taking raspberry every day. But I am going to have to go to the Gardener's Corner at some point because we normally have raspberries in our garden, but it's not looking promising this year, and I need some advice.
Oh.
Should we do that now?
Yeah, go on then. Or what? Okay. They just disappeared completely?
Yeah. So I was told you need to really cut them back at the end of the season, and now we got both the summer and autumn varieties.
Yeah. Let me just stop you there. I think you've probably made your first mistake there. So for autumn fruiting raspberries, yes, you cut them right down to the ground. So you've got a bit of hope for them.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, they seem okay.
Yes. They would do.
The spring variety or summer variety don't look like they currently exist anymore.
No. Well, they probably won't be dead, which is good. It's a good start. So summer fruiting raspberries fruit on last year's growth. So what you should have done, rather than just go through with your strimmer, which is what the image I have of you, or lawnmower, it just goes straight over all of it.
That may or may not be accurate.
Yeah, you needed to cut out the ones that had fruited last year, leaving the ones that had grown last year to fruit this year. There's your problem in a nutshell.
Oh dear.
Okay. Whilst we're talking raspberry problems on this very strawberry-based podcast, last year, Harry, I bought a miniature raspberry bush plant that we put in a pot, and it did make some nice flowers and a few raspberries.
Yes,
and then I wonder whether I should have put it in the ground so it turned into a big raspberry plant. I don't know if they do that, but anyway, it's still in the pot, and I've just left it outside over winter. And suddenly it's looking very green and alive. Nothing growing on it yet, but it hasn't grown any more than it did last year. It just looks greener. What should I do at this point?
So the stems are greening up, are they?
Yeah.
Did it grow any new stems last year? It's the same point that
Oh,
I
I
made
don't.
to Lewis, really.
I don't know because I only bought it last year, so everything was new. It was only born
Yeah.
last year.
Yes, and it fruited last year.
Yeah.
So the stuff that it fruited on, classically you cut down, and then the stuff that grew but didn't fruit last year is what you get your raspberries on this year, presuming that you got them in the summer, or did you get them in the autumn?
I think I got them in the summer. Yeah,
Yeah,
summer.
yeah. So there'll be. Just leave it. Really.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll just leave it.
Yeah, if it's still alive, ideally it would be in the ground because these things are often better in the ground because they've got more room to grow. But if it's still alive, you can either now plant it in the ground because that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or just leave it in the pot and see what it does.
The problem we've got, like
Yeah.
all berries that we grow in our garden, blueberries,
Yeah.
raspberries,
Yeah.
strawberries, which we're
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
they get just about perfect and ready to pick. And you think, I
Yeah.
reckon that give that one more day, and then you
Yeah.
go out to pick them, and they've all gone.
Yes.
Thieves.
Well, that's so there's an old gardening adage which you'll like. It's, how do you know when your cherries are ready? Because the
Oh.
birds have eaten them.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
They're classically grown in a fruit cage, which means that the birds can't get at them. But you can put a bit of netting over him if it's just one single pot.
Okay.
Maybe do a wigwam of bamboo, and then put
the old bamboo.
the old bamboo. I think I sung that in the pantomime as well. But you cover it in netting, and then the birds can't eat them, and you can.
Okay, cool. Yep, we'll try that. So strawberries then, they ate them in Tudor times. There's lots of different varieties of strawberries, and the variety that they ate in Tudor times differs massively to what we eat today. It would have been wild strawberries, which we grow in the cracks of our patio. I don't know why that's happening.
Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah, it used to be called wild strawberries, now called alpine strawberries for some reason. But yeah, I think because they became quite trendy, sort of 10 or so years ago.
I believe wild strawberries don't taste as nice.
No, well, they're not quite as sweet, but they are in essence wild. So it's just the sort of natural strawberry. The strawberries you get in the supermarket, the varieties are sort of produced to get bigger, sweeter, and juicier fruits.
Correct. So the history of strawberries involves war, espionage, and colonial history.
Oh, crikey.
Mainly involving the Spanish, but they did eat them apparently in the Neolithic period. How they can tell that, I don't know. I mean, possibly rumors. It strikes me as something that they've just made up.
It's going to be poo, isn't it?
Really?
They'll have found some fossilized Neolithic poo, which is you can get because you see it sometimes.
What, on eBay?
Look it up. Maybe not human, but dinosaurs. And yeah, they'll look and they'll be able to have seen the seeds, and they'll have identified the seeds in the poo.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, in ancient Rome, strawberries were often consumed during festivities in honor of the Adonis, the mortal lover of the goddess Aphrodite. And according to myth, strawberries grew when Aphrodite's tears mixed with blood of the dead Adonis, and then they dropped into the dirt, and that's when strawberries began. I prefer that story to saying, "Oh, we found actually there were some strawberries and some poo a long time ago." Anyway, through the medieval period, the woodland strawberry, the wild strawberry, was also very symbolically important. The leaf has a 3-part structure, and that was very much linked with the Holy Trinity. The red fruits pointing downwards were representative of the drops of Christ's blood,
right?
And the 5 petals on the strawberry's white flower were symbols of 5 wounds in the hands of Jesus.
Oh, Lewis is looking like he knows all this already, and it's boring him because he knows all.
Well,
it might just be boring him.
It could just be boring. Yeah. Obviously not.
I didn't know the strawberry related bit when you talked about 5 wounds. I was all over that.
Okay, good.
I have just Googled, are there any strawberries in the Bible? And
Yeah.
the answer is yes.
There you
They
go.
are referred to.
There you go. And they would be.
Oh, and are you going to
wild
reveal
strawberries.
what they are, Lewis?
Oh,
Presumably you know the Bible off
well.
by heart.
Well, in one of the Psalms, Psalm
I'm surprised.
19.
I'm surprised he's even Googled it, Harry.
I know.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, the
just as
parishioners.
a little reminder, then now I'm working straight off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It talks about God's word is being better than diamonds, even better than emeralds, but you'll like it better than strawberries in spring, better than red ripe strawberries.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
There we go. So they actually in those days didn't have that much flavour in those regions. They were a lot less sweet than the strawberries we eat today. But somewhere where they did have lots of flavour was in Chile and South America. They had nailed strawberries many centuries ago, and they were one of the causes of extra army members being sent over from Spain to colonialize Chile because they were fighting and someone there found some strawberries and said, my goodness, these are so much better than the rubbish ones we've got at home. So they sent a messenger back to the king and with some of these strawberries, which obviously had gone rotten, but they sent a messenger back to the king and said, look, the strawberries here are incredible. Send us some more people so we can win this battle, because they wanted the strawberries. Can you believe that? I mean, that is commitment to a strawberry.
It is.
That was in the sort of 1600s. A century later, you then got a French spy who's called Amédée Francois Fraisier. Coincidentally, Fraisier is derived from fraise, which is French for
strawberry.
Very good. Very good. And he was a spy, and he was over there, and whilst he was there, collected 12 different specimens of strawberry, 5 of which survived when he got them back. But at that point, he realized that he had bought only female plants, which required pollination to produce strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
So, Harry, how do what? How?
Yeah.
Over to you.
Yes. How do what? How do strawberries pollinate? Well, it's just
how do you? I mean, it's a sentence that I've been wanting to say for a while. How do you sex a strawberry?
Oh well, I mean, it's when a man strawberry loves a woman strawberry, and they felt that they've
But how do you know it's a female strawberry?
How do you know it's a female strawberry? Well, they're just the shape of it will be different.
Hourglass.
Yeah, presumably. I don't. I mean, by the way I'm sort of struggling, you realise I don't actually know the answer to this, but there will be a different. There will be a different. Shape. There will be a different shape to the strawberry. I didn't actually know. I mean, I presume all the varieties now are sort of self-pollinating, and you don't have that problem. But
there was a lot of work done in the 1700s, a lot of crossbreeding between various strawberries. And I'll go for this, Fragaria chileanosis.
Yeah.
The Chilean strawberry with the Fragaria muscata and the Fragaria vesca, which were varieties of the woodland strawberry. That's when the crossbreeding started. Then they went and found some in North America.
Yeah.
And merged them all together, a little bit of jiggery pokery, set them up on a hot date. And suddenly, Bob's your uncle, we've got nice strawberries, big, juicy, flavoursome strawberries.
Yeah. Well, the strawberries, what they describe as garden strawberries are Fragaria cross ananasa.
Yes.
Which is
I've seen that word.
Yes. Which is the same as what you're talking about, which means that they've actually crossed it with another type of plant, not necessarily a strawberry, that will make it self-fertile.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't really understand how if you stick this plant and that plant next to each other, they become friends. However, last year when we bought a strawberry plant, we put that in a pot as well,
Yeah.
And it just so happened that there was another pot next to it that, I mean, I don't tidy my garden often. That just had soil in. We didn't
Yeah.
actually buy anything to put in it. And one of the stems from the strawberry plant,
Yes.
it did a big yawn, stretched over, and got its head stuck in this pot of soil. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's clever. But then from that, ding, another strawberry plant.
Yeah. It's called
How's
a
that happen?
runner. It's just
A
a way
runner.
that, another way that the plant propagates. So it flowers,
Yeah.
and I mean you obviously you remember from biology that a bee or some such insect will get the pollen from one flower and rub it on the stamen, I want to say, on the of the other
Yes. Yeah.
flower, and that's how the seed is germinated, the sexing, as you will.
Yeah.
So it also has the ability to push out these runners, they call them, which is essentially a small plant on the end of like an umbilical cord.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like the image of that stretching out his arms and touching the pot next to it,
Yeah.
and then you've got another plant. It's just another way of
Magic.
So if
Absolute
if
magic.
you've got a strawberry patch, because generally strawberries are grown for sort of 3 to 5 years, and then they begin to become less productive. But what you can do is in year sort of 2 or 3 is take those runners. Well, you get a little pot full of soil and a sort of bent piece of wire, and you pin down the runner into this other pot. And in the autumn, you do this in the sort of spring, summer, and in the autumn
Yeah.
it would have rooted, and then you'll have another plant to go in a couple of years' time for when your
Very,
strawberries run out.
very clever, isn't it? It's all very clever.
Very clever.
How strawberries work. They're very clever, but they are badly named because strawberries aren't berries.
No,
So that's weird, isn't it? Because bananas, if you remember, are berries, but strawberries are not berries.
aren't
Is this-
isn't bananas technically a herb? I think I remember that from our banana conversation.
Yeah, well, it's technically a berry and also technically a grass or a herb or something. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so because it has its seeds on the outside of the fruit, doesn't it? And it's called, and I don't know what that's called, but there's a technical Latin term for that.
Pseudocarp,
Yeah.
which
And
is
I
a
guess
false fruit.
Yeah, and I guess a raspberry is the same as well. Although raspberry is inside, but it's sort of the individually packaged, aren't they? Raspberry
Yeah.
seeds. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that is a whatever you called it,
Yeah, a pseudocarp.
a pseudocarp. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Very strange.
Yes.
Lewis, you looked like you were going to say something a second ago. And I
but
interrupted.
then the question very much got answered.
Oh, okay, goodo. So yeah, strawberries aren't berries. So then strawberries became very popular. They used to cook them with jams. When sugar became available, they realized that sugar went very well with strawberries. Then obviously cream and strawberries was hit upon, and since 1870s, I think 1877, been served at Wimbledon, the tennis
Oh,
tournament, not
lovely.
not the tube station or whatever it is.
I think
Is
you
there a
can get them
Wimbledon
there as
tube,
well.
or is that above? Is that an overground station, Lewis? Wimbledon.
Very good question. I think it might be.
I ended up.
The problem is
in
it's
Wimbledon
south.
by accident
It's
once.
south of the river.
Oh,
And for a North London, we don't go south of the river.
so I think it is an underground station, but it
Is
is technically over.
One
It
of
is above
those.
it is it's on the underground map, but it's
Underground, overground,
yes.
wobbling free.
But you
bit
do-
like Arna's Grove.
Yeah,
There you go.
but there is a mainline station there because you go through it on the Salisbury to London train, which I'm sure you've done many times, Phil.
I've definitely done it once,
Yeah.
which my wife
And-
reminded me yesterday. Why have we not used these rail cards that we
No,
paid for?
okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we
Well-
need to do that again.
And I think generally it doesn't stop at Wimbledon, but during the championship fortnight, which is possibly my favourite 2 weeks of the year, it stops. It stops at Wimbledon, but either just before or after Surbiton. But I think I forget now. Look, I mean, Lewis, you're our London expert. You seem to be keeping very quiet in this conversation.
Well, like I say, there's a very strange thing. People who live in North London don't go south, and people who live in South London don't go north. I know,
Oh.
I know many places better than South London. It's foreign lands. I've been to Wimbledon once, as in the tennis tournament.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only time I've ever been to Wimbledon, the place as well.
Oh.
I accidentally.
dear.
So we did a show, a trade show where I used to work. We did a trade show in Earl's Court, and I was trying to get there from somewhere else, wherever we were staying, and I didn't know London at all. And so I said, Does this train get me to Earl's Court, to this just a random stranger?" And then he said, yeah. So I got on the train, and as the doors shut, I looked up, and he was waving and grinning at me. Anyway,
sorry about that.
I ended up in Wimbledon. Wimbledon was where I got off, and then I
Oh.
said to the guy in Wimbledon, "Is this near Earl's Court?" And he said, "Not really, no." And I thought, well, that's London for you.
Yeah. We've never been back.
Yes, disappointing behaviour. So strawberry flavouring, I think we can all agree the best flavour sweet, whether it's a wine gum, a fruit pastel, bubble gum, the best flavour is strawberry, right?
No.
Oh no, right? No,
Oh,
raspberry is better. Raspberry is better than strawberry. I was thinking when you would.
Yeah, raspberry wine gums and fruit pastels, do you?
Yes, but you should.
Oh, okay.
I find my views on strawberries are the complete opposite to my views on tomatoes. Whereas tomatoes, I don't want to touch tomato in its pure form at any point, but I like the things that can be made from it. Strawberries, I like in their pure form, but I'm not a big fan of anything that's kind of strawberry flavored. I don't want your strawberry milkshake or
Oh, is that because you prefer chocolate milkshake?
Yeah,
I mean, sorry.
but actually, I just wouldn't go for a strawberry milkshake or strawberry ice cream or things. But I do like a fresh strawberry.
The issue might be, Lewis. The issue might be that for strawberry flavored things, strawberry type flavored things are actually flavored with apples, pears, and raspberries, and not strawberries.
Oh, we had this on another podcast or something.
Yes.
What was that? Remind me.
That was banana. Banana flavoring is actually pears. But you can. A lot of products these days have essence of strawberry, and so they can say it's got natural strawberry flavors, so they don't have to. But if you see something that says it's got strawberry type flavor, that means it's made of apples, pears, and raspberries rather than strawberries, because strawberries don't have that strong a flavor, do they? They're nice, but they're not, sucker punch flavor.
Well, I've got a little anecdote from 2001.
Oh yes, please.
It was very bleak. It was a very bleak year for me. I found myself living in Luton for one, and working in Asda for number two on the produce department. And,
nice.
So my job was to stock the shelves, and at certain times of year, I would be bringing the strawberries out, and I would be descended upon by a certain demographic of or age group of Luton who would quiz me about where the strawberries had come from.
Yeah.
And if I said the horrible words, they came from Spain, it was almost like they spat in my face. Like this was have you got an English strawberries because Spanish ones taste horrible, was what I was always told.
My wife.
I didn't know if this was general xenophobia in Luton or whether it had some truth in it. Are you going to now segue into a story about your wife?
Yeah. The xenophobia spreads to my wife because
good.
and she says, right, she's very passionate about this. She will only buy strawberries if they're British. She says the ones from Spain taste rubbish, to the point where we've been at children's parties before, and Layla, my youngest, who's now 7, has previously been younger, and that's how life works. And she has questioned people when they've given out strawberries: are these British strawberries or Spanish strawberries?
Did you? So she wasn't living in Luton circa 2001 then?
No. So my wife is very passionate. She will only eat British strawberries. We used to have a pick your own farm in the village.
Yeah, the strawberry farm.
The strawberry farm, which I have such fond memories of going round, and you'd pick one for you, you'd eat that, one for the punnet, one for you, one for the punnet. And I suppose that's why they went out of business, because
Yeah.
everyone was doing that.
Did they have
Yeah,
an
yeah.
honesty box at the reception?
No, you had
Oh.
to then go and weigh them, didn't you?
Yeah.
You go
On
and
your
weigh
way
them.
out.
Oh, but no, I've been to a pick your own where you weigh your own, but then there's a little honesty box for the ones that you've eaten along the way.
Oh,
Oh,
no, not what we were
No.
doing. We used to go
No.
up there, spend all well. It always used to, go about lunchtime, so wouldn't need to be given any lunch during the school holidays because you'd eaten your body weight in
Yeah.
strawberries and raspberries. I
Yeah.
always see in that work operation, I always prefer to do the raspberries because you could stand up and pick them
Yeah. Well,
rather than sort of crouching or kneeling down.
in America,
Yep.
what happened in the early 1900s is that they had a lot of people come over from Japan, and the Americans at the time could grow strawberries but didn't like picking them, and
Yep.
they said and so there was a huge influx of Japanese strawberry pickers because Japanese people were generally shorter. There was a big influx, and they were also more flexible.
Oh, well, okay, fine. I was
Right.
going to say they're
And-
not so short to render the strawberry an easy pick. You've still got to bend over and get
No,
it.
but they saw, and this isn't a pun, but the
Yeah.
Americans, the American strawberry farmers
Yeah.
saw strawberry picking as beneath them, both literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
And so there was an influx of Japanese strawberry pickers, and now in America still there's a lot of Japanese strawberry farms that still stem from those days where the Japanese families ended up learning how to grow strawberries and cultivate them themselves, and then they would lease a patch of land to grow their own, and they still exist now. They're still long line descendants of those Japanese strawberry pickers,
Oh,
and all stemmed because they were willing to bend down and pick them.
good for them.
Good for them indeed. Do you want a quick quiz?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Harry, yes, thanks. Right. You've got an extra point for sounding remotely enthusiastic. Lewis, here we go. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz.
Just before we start.
Yes.
Lewis brought us back to 2001. And in 2001, I went to the Wimbledon because linking it into strawberries again, ate some strawberries and cream, went to the Wimbledon final with Goran Ivanisevic versus Pat Rafter.
Oh.
And it was the year that Tim Henman should have beaten Goran Ivanisevic in the semi-final and had just won the second or third set. I forget now, 6-love. And then it rained for 2 days, and he then he spectacularly lost, like Tiger Tim used to do. But before he lost, I got on the train, got off at Wimbledon, got in the queue for the Wimbledon final that was famously played on a Monday, and watched Goran Ivanisevic beat Pat Rafter in 5 sets. And I was heavily filmed on the BBC coverage. I was there.
Have you got footage of that?
I did have a video because I videoed today at Wimbledon. I'm pretty sure if you Google the last set of that final, you'll see me on there. I'm wearing a pair of shades and a cap. I think I'm primarily being filmed because there was quite an attractive Croatian lady behind me. But still, that's not the point.
That is absolutely not the point.
No,
Fame at
absolutely not
last.
the point. But yeah, I was there. So while Lewis was beating off old people from his strawberries in Asda,
Oh, this is where
I
you
was
start
in.
rumours.
I was.
Ooh, mince.
Yes, I was. Is that appropriate? Just there, anyway. Yeah, I was in SW19 watching good old Goran. But anyway, sorry, I digress. What's the quiz?
Well, you're going to have a leg up then here,
Okay,
Harry.
good.
because
Is it Wimbledon winners, sort of
No,
through 2010?
no, it is Wimbledon based though, and it is
Good.
based on Henman Hill
Yes.
Oh.
latterly Murray Mount. But Henman
Mm.
Hill is based on the menu at the Hill Larder at Wimbledon.
Ah.
Okay, so very simple. I want you to name the prices. Guess the
Well,
prices.
I mean, I was coming on to say after my little anecdote, which I sort of shoehorned into strawberries. I've never
Yes.
actually eaten any strawberries and cream at Wimbledon because, and this is giving Lewis a little clue, they are incredibly expensive.
I mean, just
Well-
throwing that, I was at Wimbledon in the year 2000 when and saw Henman beat somebody Martin.
Oh,
Martin somebody.
Todd Martin.
Todd Martin.
Yeah.
He beat him quarterfinals, I think it was.
Yeah, quarterfinal. I mean, Tim. I mean, sorry, we don't need to have my Tim Henman appreciation moment, but he got to so many quarterfinals.
Quickly, come on.
Yeah,
Oh, Tim.
I
Oh,
was.
Tim.
Come on,
Yeah,
Tim.
Yeah, come on, Tim. 96. Tim and what's the Canadian chap that used to pretend he was British?
Greg Rosetsky.
Greg Rosetsky, both in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. I thought, surely this is our year. We then, they then lose. We then lose in the semi-final at the Euro '96. So it was not a good summer of sport that year, despite what people tell you. And we presume we lost at the cricket as well. But anyway, the menu at the Hill restaurant in Henman Hill.
Henman Hill. So I believe looking at the menu, it's a sort of takeaway establishment.
Yeah.
Where you can go and get some treats. So let's start with something simple. A packet of brown bag cheese and onion crisps. How much would they cost at the Hill Larder, Lewis?
Brown bag cheese.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
They're brand. Must be a brand.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So one bag, standard size bag. I presume we're talking here.
Maybe.
Let's go. £2.20.
Okay, Harry.
No, it's going to be something like £4.60.
Well, Lewis actually got it spot on.
Oh, okay, very good.
Unbelievable. £2.20 is
wow.
correct. So that gives you an idea of where to aim.
Yeah, where we're at. Okay,
you can get here a salad box with feta, watermelon, and mint. With a balsamic dressing. How much is that salad box going to cost you, Harry?
$15.99.
Okay, Lewis.
£12.70.
Well, Lewis gets the points, but you are both miles off. It's £6.55.
We are over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've gone wild there. Let's try and bring it a bit down to earth. A bag of Haribo Tang Fastics. A sharing bag of Haribo Tang Fastics.
£1.75.
£1.75.
Well, they're one.
No
they're
wonder there's no tension.
I think I've gone low.
yeah.
I think I've gone low on this.
Times.
Well, they're $1.25 in Tesco, so I'm going to double that and say $2.50.
Oh, okay. It is actually £4.20 for a bag of Haribo Tang Fastics.
Okay, we've gone the other way now.
I mean, it makes that salad look very cheap.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. Okay, a pulled ham hock sandwich. A pulled ham hock sandwich, English mustard mayonnaise on malted bread.
Oh, sounds very nice.
Sliced bread.
I assume so.
Yeah.
It's going to be on sourdough, isn't it?
Just before we came on air, I had the last piece of bread at work. That was all my lunch. Last piece of bread that we had. I bought it last week on Tuesday. It's now Friday of the week after. And I thoroughly inspected all the way around the edges.
Yes.
No mold. No mold. Happy days. So I put it in the toaster, cooked it.
Yeah.
Went to eat it, ate all the way around the edges. All good. Then I took a mouthful that I can still taste now. That must have been tremendously green. And it turns out because it was a crust, I didn't check the bottom. I just checked the edges.
Oh. Yeah.
Horrendously mouldy. Disgusting. Anyway, that was malted brown bread. This is malty brown bread. Give me a price.
$4.99.
Oh, gonna go higher than that. $7.50.
It's $6.50. Lewis gets the points.
Oh, Lewis, you're expert at this, despite never going south of the river.
It's like my London and my people, even south of the river people.
Oh, you're claiming them back now. Now you're winning the quiz.
Yeah.
You can pick up what they call a groundsman's lunch. Now, it doesn't tell me what that is at all.
Okay.
So a groundsman's lunch.
Yeah, I'm presuming that's like a ploughman's, isn't it?
That is, I mean, you know as much as I do there.
Which may or may not contain cheese.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Very true. Very true.
A linesman's platter, was it called?
Groundsman's lunch.
Groundsman's lunch. I don't know whose turn it is to go first.
I think it might be mine. Yeah. £12.
£12. Harry?
Well, I was going to say, and I'm going to stick with it, $11.50.
Oh, Harry gets a point. It's £10 actually.
Oh.
And
excellent.
now, I mean, it feels like it could be currently a draw, or Lewis could be winning, but I'm going to say it's a draw because I haven't kept tabs.
Yeah.
The deciding question then.
Okay.
Strawberries and cream. Wimbledon strawberries and cream. How much? I mean, they serve 200,000 servings of strawberries and cream at Wimbledon on average.
And there'll be a very small punnet. It's like, you know, like when you get an ice cream and they say a cone or whatever the other one is.
Pot.
A pot. It's like one of those. It's absolutely tiny. Well, it's like $6.50.
$6.50 from Harry.
Yeah.
Lewis.
I had £8 in my mind, so I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I can now reveal that Harry, you were closest.
Is it 'cause I'm cool?
They are actually only £2.50.
Oh.
And have been since 2010. They have held the price of the strawberries and cream, £2.50. Like you say, they are a small portion. I was at a football tournament, girls' football tournament the other weekend, and a girl in our team, in between, we had 3 or 4 games. In between 2 games, ate an entire big punnet of strawberries.
Yeah.
Not one of your small Wimbledon ones, but literally finished off a whole punnet, and then had probably her best game afterwards.
Well,
yeah.
When I used to play Saturday League back in London, one member of our team at half time it wasn't on Hackney Downs, but if you imagine sort of an equivalent version, there was a nice, well, but like bigger with more pitches.
Even bigger than the Rec? Wow.
Even bigger than the Rec, more pitches.
Mullen Rec.
Yeah, okay. Half time, there was always an ice cream van around, and one of our team would always have a Mr. Whippy and a cigarette for his half-time nutrition.
Half-time of champions.
Tell me they put the cigarette in like it was a flake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we've got some listener questions, and I feel we should head there now. Is that okay?
Yes, Philip, it's fine.
Good. Congratulations on the quiz win. I feel bad, and I feel that people will write in because I think Lewis probably got more questions right originally.
Well, I had to say, I think technically it was 3-3. But how many questions did you actually ask? So it might help.
I don't know.
Draw.
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Right. Okay. We have got a question from Joe. And Joe asks, has anyone tried strawberries with black pepper or balsamic vinegar? It sounds yuck. She did get a reply on here from Kerry saying they are lovely with balsamic. Have you ever tried that, gents?
No, I've heard of it, but I've not tried it myself.
Well, the answer to that is no. But I did see the question before we came live on air, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try that. So I brought or bought. Is it brought or bought? I don't care. A strawberry and some balsamic vinegar, and I'm going to try it live on air.
Oh,
How
lovely.
about that?
Where's your strawberry from? Because if it's from Spain, it might influence your views.
I don't know where it's from. It's from the village shop.
Oh, they won't be Spanish.
I'm gonna presume it's from Spain. I don't see now. I don't. So I've got a strawberry and a bottle of balsamic vinegar.
That's probably about the whole ratio.
Yeah. Did they say black pepper as well? Is that a thing, or is that different to the balsamic?
Do
think
you
it's
supposed to have that at the same time?
Oh.
I can get some black pepper if you feel.
Well,
the
I just
question-
wondered whether that helped balance the thing. I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I
So
mean, the
what I'm
question
gonna-
says with black pepper or
Okay.
balsamic vinegar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or
So
either
I've
or.
got So I've got some balsamic vinegar. I didn't really know quite how you're supposed to prepare it, but I thought of like a dipping, bread
Yeah.
dipping thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So
You're going to have an issue here, Harry, because
what's that?
well, when I was younger, I used to love
Yeah.
strawberries, pick your own, all of that.
Yeah,
Then in
yeah.
sixth form, I remember I went down Wimbledon and I bought
yeah.
a punnet of strawberries. And I
Yes.
thought, oh, that'd be nice. I'll get some cream.
Yeah.
And my cream was too runny. It was like single Elm Lee or something, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you dip the strawberry in and you go to
Yeah.
eat it. And by the time you got it to your mouth, all the cream's come off. It's too thin. So then what I did was bite a strawberry, down some cream. Bite a strawberry, down some cream. And I was horrendously sick. But I think you're going to have the same issue with the balsamic. It's not going to bind.
Well, I think, looking at it, that probably less is more in the old
I've
balsamic
got visions of Harry now
game.
looking for a shot glass.
I will. I'm quite happy to down a shot of balsamic vinegar, but I'm rolling it. I've got a little bowl. I'm rolling it in the balsamic vinegar. Can you see that?
Lovely old job. Yeah.
So I'm going to taste it now. Well, I'll down the hatch and I'll work the stalk out in a minute. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm just going to move my microphone slightly. So I might sound slightly further away now. It's not that I'm running away. I'm still in position. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, not really doing anything for me. It doesn't taste unpleasant. You sort of maybe I've done it in the wrong way. Maybe Joe should get back to us to tell us how you're actually maybe you're supposed to
Do you have any more strawberries and some black pepper? Because I'm quite intrigued by this.
I can find some. I bought a whole pannet, and I can go and check whether they're actually from Spain or not, just in
Right,
case.
get
Off
some
you go.
black pepper and a strawberry, because I feel like that would be.
Yeah, we're gonna do that now. I don't want Holly to be violently sick at the thought of me eating a Spanish strawberry, but I will take one for the team. Bear with me.
Okay,
Thank you, Harry. There's no way if it's a village shop, as in your village shop, that they're serving Spanish strawberries.
We do not have a shop in our village.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I
He
think
must be in Cranbourne.
I think Harry's in Cranbourne.
Yeah, I mean, you're late, stalkers, if you're hearing this, because it'll be Monday when this is released, so he may not be in Cranbourne anymore. But yeah, I mean, is he going to go, ground black pepper?
Yeah, you need a good pepper grinder, don't you? Yeah.
What's he got here?
Crack some pepper. He has. He's got a pepper grinder, listeners.
He has.
He's returned with a pepper grinder and some more strawberries.
Cannot tell a lie, guys. They're from Spain.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, but I think I've got to be honest. I mean, yeah, maybe that's why they didn't. That's why they didn't taste as nice with the balsamic. But I think strawberries at this time of year are going to be polytunnel grown strawberries, which is probably what they are in Spain anyway. So I'm thinking at this time of year, because we're in mid-May, aren't we, that they're all going to be grown undercover. So they're probably not going to be as good as high season strawberries.
Okay, what you got then? You got your pepper. How are you going to do this?
So am I combining the two, or am
I think you should do them separate to start with, and then
right? Okay.
See.
That means I'm going to have to grind some.
That's it. Grind some pepper for that strawberry.
Can you
Yeah, okay.
grind live?
Right. I'm doing a bit of live grinding.
Thank goodness, it's what the
Thank
podcast
goodness
has come
Mike's
to.
not
I mean,
here.
it feels like there should be a soundtrack to this.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay, so
Oh, it's a-
Harry's
oh,
doing
it's
some
a course-
live
it's a-
grinding.
Oh,
It's a coarse grind, everybody. Oh dear. Right.
For listeners, he's gone in with the strawberry and coarse grind black pepper.
Yeah. Not sure. It's doing much. I've got to say. I mean, it's no salted caramel. Put it that way. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's good. There's a slight sort of, pungent aroma. No, that's not the term. Aromatic sort of taste. But now we're gonna go balsamic and pepper.
Right.
Okie doke.
We've hit the nirvana of the middle ground between these.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite exciting. And I'm sure Heston does it, but I don't think it's bringing much. I don't think it's bringing much to proceedings. I've got to be honest.
I've never heard someone say it's quite exciting in a less excited voice.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, I've tried it. I mean, it's not disgusting. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
But,
well, I don't know how much time you've got because there's another question, Harry.
Oh
And
yeah,
I don't know what's in your fridge next, but strawberries? Sarah asks, do strawberries have any place in a salad?
No.
Okay, fine. Not
Well,
testing that one.
I mean, fruit salad.
Good one. Yeah.
Oh
Auntie
no!
Claire-
Hold on. Bear with me.
Oh, he's off again.
He's off. What is he
What
up
is he-
to?
What has he got in the fridge?
I cannot believe I mentioned the Japanese and I didn't play this music. Ugh. The one time I've had the option to press the Japanese button and I realised I didn't do it. How annoying. In the meantime, Harry is coming back.
He's on it. Oh,
What
wow! What has he
there?
got? That looks like a radish and a lettuce leaf.
I reckon the chances are, Lewis, is not a radish.
Why am I bringing radishes into the equation, Lewis?
I don't
Got a
know.
bit of little gem and another strawberry.
Oh, okay.
Baby gem.
It could be. It's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
cut. It's been prepared. So I don't know. It's not a romaine anyway. I think it's a little gem. Right. So I'm going to eat that at the same time now, but no balsamic. Right.
You know what? It's a shame because the balsamic would actually sit quite nicely within the leaf, and that would give you the quantity without the runoff.
Go on. He's going for it.
He's
And
pouring.
it's got black pepper as well.
This is what is wrong with this country.
So your trouble there is that your little gem doesn't really taste it very much, does it? Let's be honest.
It's a texture.
It's just
isn't it?
crunchy.
It's just crunchy. It's just a vehicle for your other stuff. So yeah, again, if you're trying to impress your in-laws, if your in-laws are straight up meat and two veg, types, and you want to try and annoy them at a dinner party, I reckon you could probably serve that up. But it's not, it's not overly exciting. I've got to tell you.
Harry, I'm not suggesting that you
Get up again.
that you get up again. Claire
Yeah.
has said, and my
Yeah.
husband will disagree, but strawberries with some feta and olives and all the usual salad would go very well. I'm not assuming they're going to have all these things.
I haven't got any of that.
Okay, cool.
That
fine.
doesn't sound nice.
Strawberries
Cheese
with
and
olives.
strawberries and cheese, or olives for that matter. But yeah, I think she's just doing that to annoy her husband, whoever he is.
Yep, fine. Okay, then she suggests strawberries in a glass of bubbly, which brings me to Pimm's, which
Yeah.
isn't bubbly.
No,
Well, not really. Why do they chuck cucumber in Pimm's? It really annoys me.
cucumber and strawberries.
Yeah, I just don't like cucumber, so it ruins it.
Could
Could you have a word with them?
I can have a word with Big Pims, but I think I'm probably not going to have a great deal of influence there. Oh dear, someone knocking down my house.
Pepper
Yeah,
pie?
no, I've absolutely. I mean, I've got to be honest. I've absolutely no idea. I think probably Lewis, in his official capacity as
Oh.
rector, goes to more sort of garden
Yeah.
parties than I do.
Well, yeah, possibly, sadly not. But yeah, I guess I'm sure it's a tradition. I think that's what we're going to hear. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Perhaps,
Are they quite plentiful in the English garden?
Yeah, maybe that's
feels,
it.
Feels quite Edwardian, doesn't it?
Lewis, Vicky asks, what is the optimum temperature for eating a strawberry and why are they so rubbish straight from the fridge?
Well, I guess, I think cold sort of dulls the flavour. The optimum temperature is definitely like we were talking earlier, pick your own. Probably
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sort of straight from the so. And in my mind, when you're at pick your own, it's very hot and
Yes.
kind of a juicy strawberry. So I guess you're probably looking slightly warm, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You want them if you're
It'll be-
picking them on a summer's day. That's your optimum.
Yeah.
Your
Now-
optimum time.
Now, here's a controversial thought. If I had the choice with
Yeah.
strawberries, I
Yeah.
wouldn't go cream. I would go ice cream.
Yeah.
I just think it's much better. I think, you want that
Much
the
better.
coldness of the ice cream alongside kind of a non-cold strawberry. That's what you want to do.
Can't you have both? Maybe
Oh,
even
you
some
could go both.
evaporated milk on top.
Oh, evaporated milk. Now we're talking.
Showing
I
our
think-
age, but
I think evaporated milk's a step too far in this situation. But you can have a combination of cream and ice cream, but no
Fine.
custard.
no, I don't want
You
strawberries
wouldn't
and
have
custard.
custard, or you could have.
Oh,
But you could
you
have
can-
strawberry custard, couldn't you?
Oh, strawberry. Now, I have made a strawberry crumble before.
Yeah.
Yes,
which
same.
is very good, which does go well with your custard. But yeah, you're right. You don't want a cold strawberry.
No, and it debunks your claim that you hate strawberries in all forms apart from the fresh
Well-
that you stated
Well,
earlier.
they were fresh. They were just cooked.
So-
I would say
they were fresh,
still
but they weren't
sauce-
fresh.
Well, at one point they were fresh.
At some
Fine.
point. At some point.
Okay. Andy says, are strawberries the only fruit that does not continue to ripen once picked? Harry?
Is that true?
With Andy, you never know whether he's just chucking curveballs.
Again, I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that, but I know they don't continue to go red if you pick them when they're underripe. No. That's-
Andy also tries to trip you up by saying, and this may or may not be true,
Yeah.
who'd have thought that a rose and strawberries are related?
Yeah.
True,
They're all,
false?
they're all members of the Rosaceae family.
No, really?
Yeah.
There we
It's
go.
our old friend, the binomial system of categorizing plants.
Oh, I
And
see.
and so basically, they're the way that they do that is looking at flower shapes. So you remember you were talking earlier about the 5 wounds of Christ on the 5 petals. Well,
Yes.
that's actually essentially what a wild rose is like. That if you ever see a wild rose in the hedgerow, is that sort
Yeah.
of very open sort of saucer shape, but with the 5 leaves. And not to get into all this too deeply, but the stamens and the stigma and the ovaries and all that sort of stuff, because your mic's not here, will be in the same position.
Exotic.
Yeah, absolutely. And in different plants, they will be in different positions. But that's so, strawberries are a tiny thing that is, not barely 6 inches off the ground, and a rose can get to 40 foot high, but they are the same family because the flower shape is the same.
Have you ever seen a 40-foot high rose?
Yes, the roses grow. Rambling roses growing up a tree. I mean, maybe not 40 foot. There might be a slight exaggeration, but they can go up a big old tree.
That's cool. Nick says strawberry ice cream or strawberry milkshake.
Well,
Neither.
Lewis hates all
Yeah.
strawberries apart from their original form, so he's not having either. Ice cream for me,
Correct.
because I have very bad memories of McDonald's milkshakes in which you have to suck with all your might to get anything out the straw,
Yeah.
and at which point your cheeks go numb because you've sort of suctioned them together.
Isn't it
Yeah.
the case when you have a McDonald's, if you ever go vanilla milkshake at McDonald's, it always tastes slightly of one of the other flavors? Because I feel like they come out the same spout.
I think that's punishment, really, for choosing a vanilla milkshake.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, who is choosing the vanilla? I mean, did
Oh.
the 15-year-old on day release stare at you as if you got completely mad when you ordered a vanilla milkshake?
I was a
And-
15-year-old on day release, don't you worry.
Oh yeah, but you were in Asda. They don't serve milkshakes in Asda.
Oh, Fred.
Certainly not north of the river.
Oh, well, this feels like we've got a podcast on vanilla coming up.
Yeah, must do. I mean,
Oh, I'm a big fan.
the strawberry McDonald's milkshake is what sways it more than ice cream for me. I do love a McDonald's milkshake. You tried the milkshake challenge where you have 3 McDonald's milkshakes in a day, one for breakfast, one for lunch, one for tea?
Are you talking about Slim Fast?
Nope.
I'm sorry. What's
And
the?
Are you
what's the
supposed to have
challenge?
a proper dinner?
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
It sounds like one of Mike's diets. This. Oh yes, I've read somewhere that you can have a McDonald's milkshake for breakfast, and that will shed the pounds.
What was it
Oh,
called? Super Size Me. That was the documentary.
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was it. Yeah, no, this isn't. I mean, you have meals with them. It's
right.
just if you have 3 meals, it's quite hard to do. By the third one, you're a bit bored of milkshakes. Joe says, "Why are strawberry chocolates so revolting?" I think she's wrong.
Oh, what in the selection box in the Quality Street,
Yeah,
etc.
in your roses. Yeah,
Um,
I think they're good.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, they wouldn't be my first choice because I'd always go a caramel of some sort. But I don't dislike them. I mean, they're no coffee.
Lewis,
Well, friends, I don't want to add in another
you-
exception
could
to
you-
my rule.
don't.
I was going to keep very quiet here, but since Phil's thrown to me, I'm quite a fan of the old strawberry cream.
Unbelievable.
Apart from strawberry cream chocolates and strawberry crumble, I only like strawberries
Those
in
two
their natural
caveats.
form.
Right.
Yeah, or chocolate. A strawberry dipped in chocolate. Have you ever had that?
Oh, very romantic, isn't it? It's very. Yeah, I've not had it.
Chocolate
but-
chocolate fountain type arrangement, isn't it? that you-
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Why is it romantic?
I don't know. You said it was.
Well, it
You
is,
brought
isn't
the
it?
romance.
I always bring the romance. That's my role on this
Yeah,
podcast.
you are the romantic one.
Yeah.
Are chocolate fountains romantic? I suppose they are. The sort of thing you have
Depends
at
what you do with them.
weddings.
It depends what you
Alright.
put in them.
I don't
Right.
know. I've seen one when they have them in like a global buffet. It does not feel romantic. It feels slightly disgusting.
Well, for breakfast.
Like people sort of queuing, put their
Yeah.
fingers in the chocolate. Oh no! Thank you.
Oh
I got-
no.
No.
I got a picture. We went to a global buffet thing in Southampton when the kids were younger, and there was a chocolate fountain. And I got a picture of both of the girls, and they've got a selection of fruit and also Haribo, which randomly were in the buffet,
Mm.
and a big bowl each of this chocolate from the chocolate fountain. And we must have looked like the least healthy parents there. I mean, albeit we're in Southampton, so probably not. But it was. Yeah, I mean,
sorry, listeners.
never
in
been back.
Southampton, listeners in
Never been back.
Luton, listeners, yeah,
this is Spain and their rubbish
and
strawberries.
London.
Oh God.
But shout out to our listeners in Algeria.
Algeria's doing pretty well. Where did we have a listener the other day? It was like, oh, I'm gonna look. Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. What's Harry? What's your favourite strawberry flavoured thing?
My favourite strawberry flavoured thing. I quite like the Mawam sweets.
Oh yes,
They're
yes.
strawberry flavoured, but there again, I'd rather have a raspberry one. Your raspberry's your sort of renegade cousin that you're slightly scared of if you're a strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. Okay.
It's from
Shout out
Luton,
Shout out to our Czech Republic listeners, our Guatemalan listeners, and our Dominican Republic listeners who
Yeah.
have joined us over the past week. I went to Dominican on my honeymoon. It was a beautiful place.
A lot of bananas there.
I can't remember. I do remember that the buffet at one of the restaurants, all the desserts tasted the same.
Oh,
Yep.
It
But,
ruined the whole honeymoon, didn't it?
no,
It's the only
I-
memory he has.
All the strawberries were from Spain. Never
bearing in
coming
mind-
here again.
I mean, we were like 12 when we got married, so the wedding pictures and the honeymoon pictures don't really go up. But for our 15th wedding anniversary, I think I got a selection of pictures and put them on the wall for my wife. And bearing in mind we're in the Dominican Republic in June, there's a picture of me wearing a pair of brown corduroys. I must have been so hot, so hot. I don't know why.
Oh,
So
dear.
I was
cool.
wearing
With
brown
the old
cords.
chafing of a corduroy, you could have started a fire in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
if you'd run in those bad boys, yeah, the friction would have.
I'd
Like a
love to go back to
saucer.
Dominican one day. That'd be lovely.
Lovely.
Oh dear. Question from Zoe: does anyone use a strawberry huller, or do they just slice the green bits off?
A strawberry what now?
A strawberry huller,
I don't know
or
what that
it's
is.
also. I mean, she's attached a picture of a strawberry huller pin feather picker. I suppose it gets the middle out of the strawberry, does it? People hull strawberries. I believe the strawberries in Wimbledon might be hulled.
I don't think I've ever heard that term before.
What, strawberry huller?
Mm.
Let me say, I'll give you a definition. You can buy them on various places. It takes a strawberry huller takes the stem off the top of the strawberry.
So it's like a knife.
Yeah, well, some of them are like tongs, like miniature tongs that you kind of like just rip it off with. Like if you haven't got fingers, although how are you going to operate them? Haven't thought that through. That
There's a
seems
middle
pointless.
There's a middle bit.
Yeah,
in
and
the
then
strawberry.
there's also a strawberry huller that looks like it's got claws. Now I bought a device for our garden many years ago. I think it was made by Fiskars, and it was to get weeds out the ground. And it's got like 4 claws on it. You push the 4 claws over the dandelion or whatever's grown in your grass. My grass is 80% dandelion, and then you stand on the back finger, just tilt it back, and it rips out the whole thing, including the root. I assume the strawberry huller is a miniature version of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just slice them off with a knife, quite honestly.
Yep, fine. I'm happy with that. Next question. From James, does anyone remember strawberries in the 1980s? And he says, no, me neither. Now, this is probably for you two because I don't really remember the 1980s. Mike would
Right.
remember them vividly.
I was going to say Mike would have more experience of this than me and Harry. I do remember, but I do remember Mum bringing them home very occasionally, but it felt like quite a big treat. Like I don't know whether they were kind of more expensive in comparison to other things then. I do, and I remember we used to always put sugar on them.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
never even think about doing that now. I don't know. I don't know
No.
why that was.
You must have been getting the Spanish ones, Lewis.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they're being flown straight into North London, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the aforementioned strawberry farm. I mean, we used to go up there because my mum used to make like loads of jam and stuff. So we'd be up there picking strawberries, and that's got to have been in the 80s. I mean, child labour it was practically, but yeah, it's yeah. So that must have been the 80s because that's when I was born. So yeah, endorse it.
There is still a pick your own. There's still some pick your own farms out there. Sopley has
Very
one.
good on Sopley. I like Sopley.
Very nice. But then you realise, because you pick like tons, don't you? And you say to the kids, "Oh, here you go. There's a punnet. Grab a punnet. Put some strawberries in it." And then you take them up and pay, and you think, "Oh, good grief! I've got 4 punnets of strawberries with a life expectancy of about 2 or 3 days,
Yeah,
and B, that's £20, please."
yeah.
They do go off very quickly from the old pick your own, didn't they? I suppose
Yeah.
they've not had anything sprayed on them to keep them.
Yeah, there is something to be said
some might
for
suggest that was
preservatives.
better.
Yeah,
Some might.
absolutely.
Some
Absolutely.
might, Harry.
But you do have to eat them quick.
Is there a more unpredictable fruit than the strawberry? Some of them taste nice and sweet, but often they are bland. We know why that is now.
Yeah, we don't need to
Yeah.
mention that again.
And finally, what is the pod's view on strawberry laces?
Love a strawberry lace, me.
Lewis?
No, let's make another exception to my. No,
Oh,
actually,
here we
no,
No.
not for me, thanks.
I don't. I mean, I think you're quite safe there because I don't think there's really any real strawberries in a strawberry lace, is there?
No, yeah.
Possibly not, as we discussed. They may be made with pears and raspberries and stuff. The trick with strawberry laces is to not have them one at a time.
Yeah.
You want to. It's one of those where the more you have in your mouth at once, the better they are. Unlike, I don't know, Twix bars.
Are you talking about the thin ones here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's the other one? There's the really disgusting ones that have got some sort of like white
Fondant inside.
fondant stuff
The
in them.
cables.
They are revolting.
Yeah, no, they are nice. As I like them as well because you the trick is to bite it off and try and get the fondant out by suction somehow in your mouth while still retaining the strawberry flavored lining. But it's tricky.
Or you can pretend you're an electrician and strip down the
Oh,
outside
yes.
coat, revealing the white in the middle.
They're an electrician's favourite.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, I really want either of those because all I've had for lunch is half a slice of mouldy bread. Yeah, doing a food podcast when you're hungry is not good. Also, last week we went to Marks and Spencer's in Salisbury, and I hadn't eaten lunch, and it was about 2:00. It's not a humble brag. I was going to Primark first.
I mean, they're two of the poshest things you're going to say. Salisbury and Marks and
Salisbury.
Spencer's.
But I went there when I was hungry, and I was like, "Yeah, we do need lemon curd." Why? Oh, we just do. I was just picking up all sorts.
lemon curd. Yummy.
What
Yeah.
lemon curd with a view to eat it outside?
Well, I was just so hungry I could taste the lemon curd by looking at the jar of Sicilian lemon curd or whatever it was.
Very nice.
I could taste it, and then by the time I got home, we'd stopped at Reeves the Baker. We've discussed them in the mince pies episode. They're not getting more advertising for some cheese straws. And by the time I got home, I really
don't
didn't
eat them
fancy
with lemon curd.
No, I didn't fancy lemon curd then, but I had to eat it because I'd insisted that we buy it.
Are you pregnant, Phil?
That is not by any other business. No, I don't believe so, and I hope not. Have you got any other business, gents, Lewis?
No, just shout out to the other country of strawberry producers that we used to have in Asda in 2001, Egypt.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
I mean, Egyptian strawberries. At their ends, by any other business.
Do strawberries grow well in sand? I think they do, you know.
You grow it. You can grow plants in anything as long as you feed them with nutrients.
Yeah, but surely you have to keep feeding them in sand because the sand will just absorb all the water, right?
Well, yeah, you'd have to. I mean, they wouldn't grow brilliantly well because, as you say, sand is very free draining. But if you got them in some sort of container in sand, you could grow them. Yeah.
Shout out to a very old episode, one of the first episodes, that Egypt does not just contain sand.
No,
It does
some
also
rock there as
contain
well.
rock and other soil ground types.
Shout out to the Austin Family Gardening channel on YouTube, who have got a video that I have not watched entitled "Growing Strawberries in Beach Sand." So you can try it if you want. Any other business, Harry?
Well, I'm just a bit upset that you're looking up YouTube videos and you haven't looked up the 2001 men's Wimbledon final.
That'll be my evening tonight. When my wife is saying, "Oh no, we need to watch the new series of Bridgerton," I will just say, "Hang on a second, I'm looking for a man in a cap and sunglasses in a final from 23 years ago."
Yeah.
So you're leaving out he's standing in front of a very attractive Croatian lady.
I was
I
sitting.
won't be bringing that up. I won't be saying that is the reason for me trying to watch this old YouTube video.
Okay.
We do hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Cheery bye.